Red Bull Kumite New York. Now, obviously, I was involved with this, so I mean, I got to see it firsthand how sick that event was, and just what happens if you have a budget and have production and you're able to put on a great show. MenaRD versus Broski was a great match. MenaRD just ran through everybody. He smoked everybody except Broski because it went down to the last game. The matches themselves weren't necessarily, exemplary of making the hypest, craziest event, but it was cool to see because, Mena was really asserting his domination, and he was doing it with a lot of Blanca as well, because this was before the Season 2 patch, right? But yeah, it's the set, it was the characters that we had to play and stuff like that, having Z be the taxi driver and then having Rob TV as the host and Li Jerk, by the way. I still love the fact that like all the good nicknames for everybody this year came from me. I was like, oh, that's not Li Joe, that's Li Jerk. And then at EWC, I was the one who called Rob TV Rob the Builder, because he always had the little hard hat on them. Everyone started calling him that so much to the point that their social media actually put out a Rob the Builder graphic. Dude, the better bird line that Li Joe had to Big Bird, like, that cut deep. Like, you could tell Big Bird was like, I know he's just, playing the character, but like, he looked kind of mad. He looked kind of mad, dude. Oh, poor Big Bird. But yeah, I just thought the whole thing was so good and so fun. And again, the production that they put, and putting it in New York City. In New York City, one of the biggest hotbeds of the fighting game community that almost never gets any tournaments because it's too expensive for anyone to run it. And that's why Defend the North is the only tournament in New York City. Even East Coast Throwdown is in Connecticut, like right on the border between Connecticut and New York. There's never events in New York, and that's such a shame because again, New York has produced like literally like maybe 40% of the greatest United States players ever. Idom's from New York, right? Justin Wong is from New York. Chris G is from New York, right? Like there's so many good players, and I only just named 3 of them because there's so many more, and to finally have an event there, and then the aesthetic they created, making it look like New York, instead of having the full octagon that they've always had at all the other events, it was just like, it was kind of like destroyed, like downtown, kind of like, more dilapidated and stuff like that. It was really, really cool. And it was a tightly run ship, I gotta tell you, being part of the production on that thing, it was kind of crazy. Cause like literally at most FGC events, you go there and it's like, all right, guys, we need you to do this. And there's like 3 people sitting there, blah, blah, this is this guy, he's running the stream and blah, blah, blah. Like this Red Bull event, like there was more staff than players. And look, every day, like there was just staff people running around everywhere. It was crazy. It was crazy. Agent 47. Yeah, but Li Joe, I mean, what a great job he did at that event, like coming up with those, with the trash talk and stuff. It was so good. So yeah, Red Bull Kumite was really, really awesome. Really enjoyed it. And Red Bull always puts on a good show. Always puts on a good show.